Hey everybody, Dev here, another Clan War review. This time round, we got the win by 3 against a clan of equal level with us, but they were much more engineered than us, and it's really important that we understand why engineering is bad, and I'm about to show you a couple of examples as to why that is. We'll start with these low bases first. Okay, they're number 25 versus our number 25. Okay, poor little scrapper down here. Here's my little 25. Such a threat. Look at that. Oh my god. How do you even beat that? Versus the way that they've engineered their clan down the bottom here. Yep, Danky, you've got the 100% here, but we're not really going to show that one. Okay, and we'll scroll through. Now, it's important to understand that we had a bit of an imbalance when it came to the Town Hall 8s and 7s and what have you, okay, but that meant there was an imbalance up top, okay, so it was important for our Town Hall 8s to carry their weight in this particular instance. Now, the first one we're looking at is Native, and he is a Town Hall 9, as you can see by the Queen, but he's got level 2 Valks, so technically I guess this is a Town Hall 8 Valk attack. Well, no, not really, because he's got Queen and everything. So, anyways, moving through 22, dropping to 23, a Town Hall 9 doing that. Okay, weird things happen in engineered wars. And this time he's dropped his poison in the wrong place, but he's using some archers and giants eventually to keep the dragon in the poison. It's really important now for Native to get his funneling on. Native, of course, being the alternate account of Ero. Okay, so he knows what he's doing. Very patient with his build-up, very patient with his funneling. Okay, so we've got a funnel on the right-hand flank and on the left part here with the golem drawing the fire. A few wizards to chip away. Wallbreakers create a breach, will pop that Tesla accidentally. That could have been a disaster if he just funneled all his Valks in at once. Taking his time, there we go. That was the right time to do it. Okay, now he's got some heals in here, and he's got 3 max Valks and a bowler. Gee, I wonder who gave him that bowler. Going through the core of the base. So that was all in the funnel. Funny things happen in engineered wars, and this is when your 8s need to step up, so it's good to see Ero with Native being able to rise to the challenge there. Even with a heal and a rage in hand. Okay, that's the danger when it comes to engineered bases. Your defenses are low, which means a half-decent attacker, or in this case a really good attacker, is going to take you out. Alright, so we'll carry on our merry way through the bottom part of this war lineup. So that was one we just hit. This one here taken out by Carjack, which is, again, very interesting because Carjack isn't the strongest attacker either. Alright, he's got a king, a Town Hall 8, yep, and he's got drags, so this was a very routine dragon attack. So one of those air defenses going down. He's got 2 more up here. And he's got his king trying to make a bit of a funnel too. So we'll speed up as we go through. Right, you never underestimate any base. Always take a look at it. Always take the time and make sure that your attacker is the best one suited. Usually we start with a drop 2 or drop 3 strategy. When it comes to an engineered war like this, sometimes you just need the best person on the best base. And you want to try and get a Town Hall 8 to beat a Town Hall 8, obviously. But if you have to drop and dip, so to speak, so a 10 takes a 9 or a 9 takes an 8, during an engineered war, you got to do what you got to do. And it was the work of the Town Hall 8s and 9s in this which allowed our Town Hall 10s to have a little bit of leeway up top, which is always good. I mean, I got a 2-star, and then I had to dip for the 3 to get the final stars in the win. This infuriates me. Well, not infuriates me. It mystifies me. Tesla's in the corners. Okay. Is it a time waster? I don't know. Sometimes I think those Teslas are better in the corners. Obviously, Jack in this case had heaps left in the tank. But if you're doing your scouts, just make sure you try and pick up, see if there's anything in the corners. All right, we'll move through. We just took a look at 22, and now we'll look at 23. Taken out by our man Waste. And again, this is a air attack. He's opting with less dragons but more loons and minions for the cleanup. Okay, buildings in the corners. and not really into the CC, but he's drawn it anyway. Dragon attacks at this level. You need to be able to take out a max dragon. Once you can do that, the Loon isn't really an issue. Okay, so he's deployed the poison and one dragon to take it out. We can see here. Did a great job on it too. So his Loons are going in. Some he's cooked his own, some he's got in the CC. And those air defenses were far too close together. The Quake was able to do some damage on that, on both of those. Sorry, and then the lightning takes out one. And he waited for the lightning just to make sure he knew which way the dragons were going to go. If they went left, he would have hit the right. If they were going to go right, he hit the left. So that makes sense. Alright, so a fairly classy attack, and he's dropped his king. Yep, and I don't even think he's going to use the ability on the king. Yep, there we go. Alright, well done, Waste. Alternate account of J Jr. and Dr. J. Alright, we're going to move through. We're going to take a look at some of the other bases up here. We're going to look at some more air attacks. We've got Aceto Awesome. We saw him last time round doing a Town Hall 9 Laloon. Here he goes again. CC is over here. I don't think he even he tries for it here. There we go. We've got a baby dragon, we've got a witch, and we've got a Valkyrie in there. Yep, you can see. So he's going to try and draw them out and kill them off. We'll speed up just until this part's done. This is an interesting combination, by the way. It does quite well against ground, but against air, you've only really got to worry about the dragon. Okay, the witch can be frustrating because she drags... her skeletons drag dragons off to the side. We've seen that happen a couple of times. Alright, but back to the main action. Using 3 hounds in here. He's got to be really careful. Mindful of the queen. Fortunately, we've got a squad of loons here, and we've got that last air defense, sorry, second to last air defense going down, but the loons have missed the queen. That always makes me nervous in a Laloon attack. It works out well for him in the end because when the hound pops, the pups end up going for her, but that's not a reliable way to take out a queen. And if you don't take out a queen, your chances of getting through Laloon are very, very, very limited because she can just stand there and snipe away, and the loons won't go for her until all the other defensive buildings are gone. Alright, it's one of those things about it. The king, not so much of a worry. As you can see, the pups that are trying to take him out there. Okay. Just a few words of advice there when it comes to Laloon. Now, me not being a Laloon, well, okay, I was going to say not a Laloon specialist. I specialize in failing at Laloons, so I know what to look out for. Not really an expert in getting them to succeed, though. And yes, the two are different. So Aceto doing a good job there, taking out number 15. All right, time for another Laloon with a bit of a difference. We'll look at Big Roobz. This was one of the last bases to fall. Number 11. Okie dokie. So here's our CC draw, quite straightforward. We've got spread out air defenses here, but we've got air defenses that I think are too close together. And we've also got the queen in the middle there. So just watching to see how Roobz deals with this. Hog in, dragon and loons this time. Okay, so this clan doing a good job in mixing up their CC, which is, again, useful. You don't want to always be a predictable CC combination. If you try and mix it up like we do in our clan, it just keeps them off balance a little bit. Now, without poison spells, okay, Roobz has to rely on using the queen to take out the dragon. Not so worried about the loons, obviously, being a Laloon attack. Deploys his loons in a ring, and then 2 hounds on this air defense, 2 hounds on that air defense. He got his timing a little wrong on that side, but it doesn't matter. In the end, in we go. Now, why those... Look at that. We've got the loon smash 1, loon smash 2. There we have 2 major threats gone. Now, the queen's still in the middle there. I think she gets picked up by the splash, but the real news of the day is this Tesla farm in here, and there's 2 more up by that mortar. You notice that Roobz has a free spell in there. There it goes. Free spell anytime. There it is. Okay, taking out some of those splash damage. Sorry, not splash, those point defenses. Now, that was probably the best way to go about it. Dropping it to make sure those loons survived, because those ones that went through the middle there were key in destroying that last air defense. Okay, now that queen did get taken out eventually. I say eventually. Can't actually see her. Where did she go? Anyway, It's not really a threat anyway, not anymore. Okay, and now it's loons and minions at the back end to clean up. Alright, so we'll speed up 4 times. There we go. There goes the king. Where did that queen disappear to? Oh, no, there she is right there. So she did follow a little bit. Okay. Wow. There we go. Well done, Roobz. Good attack, mate. Alright, time for an attack with a difference now. We're going to look at Chalant. Now, this is the good thing about the imbalance. As I said, once your Town Hall 8s manage to take out the lower bases and your 9s do their job too, you can get a Town Hall 10 to drop down and take out some of the harder Town Hall 9 bases. And in this particular case, Chalant is using some miners. Alright, obviously during the minor event, so this is a fairly cheap army for him. And of course, being 2 times war loot bonus in this particular war, again, Chalant made out like a bandit in this particular one. But of course, he had to get the 3 stars, because if he didn't, then we would have been a little upset, meaning that I would have had to have done some real work rather than just bullying a Town Hall 10, as you're about to see after this one. So the miners go in. And the miners did not funnel themselves quite correctly, so he probably needed to take some of these buildings on the side first and funnel them into the core, because that's where he wanted to go. But he's got his skeleton spell, yes, skeleton spell, taking out that expo. Well, the queen and then the skeletons were distracting the expo. Let's go to Queen Walk On. So behind the miners, he's got his bowlers, which is good. Now some miners have now broken off. They're going into the core, so he's kept an eye on those, and he's just making sure that he gets the heal spell onto them. There's a hound in the CC, which we found from previous scouts, and not really an issue. Okay, just keep watching the hound throughout this. It doesn't even get attacked, or I might do at the very end. Okay, what's really important is that we're watching these miners and getting them through that core. And we've still got our queen walk going, even though she got held up on a couple of walls, which is, you know, our favorite thing for the queen to do. Alright, so again, another heal spell. The 5th heal spell goes down. Max heal, or no, I don't think they are max heals. I think once he gets max heals, Chalant will find this attack a lot better. Alright, so that hound is still following the bowlers, following the miners, following the barbarians. The king has, stopped off for a break. And the queen is still pounding away through those walls. Alright, but he's got heaps of miners left. Heaps of miners left, because that hound has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Alright, we'll speed up. Keep watching the hound. The queen eventually starts to engage it, which is probably not ideal right now, because you don't want those pups roaming. Okay, but we've only got 1 building left in the corner. And I don't even think the hound pops. Nah. Very good. Okay, last one. We'll squeeze this one in, if I can. This is me with a Gobowi, ripping up number 4, which is a Town Hall 10. Alright, so pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go at 2 times speed here. Queen goes in, takes out those 2 defensive buildings. In go the hogs to draw the CC, which is a baby dragon, a Valk, and a witch. In goes my 1 poison, because I'm carrying a rage in my CC. And then the queen manages to make her own funnel and make her own entry. She breaches through those skull walls. So that was not the plan. The plan was to use a jump there, but on the fly made the call. Funnel on the side. In goes the rage, in goes the bowlers, in goes everything. Freeze there, just to take out that single Inferno, and the Tesla and the Expo. And you can see that I've just got far too much firepower, just muscling this base aside. This was the last actual genuine attack. The rest after this were just loot runs. We've got the witch here with the healers, distracting that archer tower. Okay, must have had a real bad day. That witch was not going down at all. Okay, and the skeletons and everything else. Far too much force over here, taking out those buildings. 3 stars for Dev and loads of loot. Okay, there we go. Thanks for watching this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. Those miners look pretty cool. And of course the Gobowi. But of course, what we really were interested in was the Town Hall 8s and how they performed. So well done, team. As always, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, etc. Look forward to hearing from you. Dev out.